Tuntani Speedway here in Bangkok to ride in one of my favorite drift cars in all of Thailand. And when I say drift car, I actually mean drift truck. Oh, and also test this out, the brand new Insta360 X3. I'm super stoked to be one of the first people in the world to ever use this camera, the brand new Insta360 X3. But let me tell you more about this Ford Ranger. Spoiler alert. It's not even a Ford Ranger. It's a Nissan sedan with a Toyota engine, which makes 1,200 wheel horsepower. And after the build breakdown, I'm jumping in the passenger seat to go for a ride. So it's a Nissan Safiro. Not surprising. A Nissan Safiro, for the guys that don't know, is a mid-90s Nissan sedan. They originally came with an RB20 rear-wheel drive and a 5-speed manual transmission. The Nissan Safiro is like the go-to drift or drag car build here in Thailand. And my friend T, that owns this Nissan Safiro, converted the exterior to a Ford Ranger. One thing I really love is the wheel and brake combo here. The Weld RTS with the endless big brake kit. It's just hilarious to see one, endless brakes on a Ford Ranger, and seeing the Weld RTS as well. I'm gonna be honest, the Weld RTS is hands down one of my favorite wheels ever manufactured. Definitely in my top 10. And of course, this being a full-blown drift vehicle, you have the rear-mounted radiator set up, the fuel system, and it's kind of crazy that this tank says STI on it. So not only do you have Ford body panels and a Nissan chassis and a Toyota engine, you have Subaru reservoirs on it. I don't know. If it works, it works. The interior of this thing is strictly business with a full roll cage, bride seats. Of course, because it's a drift car, you have the e-brake setup, even full aluminum panels for the door panels, and the Haltech dash. And the best thing about the interior is this passenger seat. I am going to be in that passenger seat very, very soon. But first, let's pop the hood on this thing so you can check out the engine. I told you it's a Toyota engine, and you're probably expecting a 2JZ. But guess what? You're wrong. Yes, that is a V8 in a Ford Ranger, but it's not a Coyote engine. That is Toyota's legendary, now legendary, UZ engine that came in Lexus and Toyotas, like the SC400 and LS400. Here in Thailand, it's basically their LS engine. This particular UZ is a built engine, piston and rods with twin turbos, tuned on Haltech, and it puts down 1,200 horsepower at the rear tires. Yeah, you can definitely tell by all the sheet metal work here and these shock towers and just the way the engine bay looks in general. This is definitely not a Ford Ranger engine bay. Okay, so the plan is I'm gonna have the driver go out and do some test hits and make sure that the truck is performing properly. But what we're gonna do is I'm gonna mount my Insta360 X3 360-degree camera to the rear of the truck to get some of that epic footage that these cameras are known for. And once we know that the truck is good to go, everything's safe, it's ready to rock and performing properly, I'm gonna jump in the passenger seat. So one of the great things about this camera is you have this selfie pole, and it's made out of carbon fiber as well. And once you extend the pole out, and the camera software, the IA software built into this camera will make this selfie stick disappear and allow you to create shots. So there's no way it would be possible any other way. Maybe, possibly possible with an FPV drone and a very, very experienced pilot, but look at this. So I'm thinking our best bet is for this to go here, and then we need to secure this here somewhere, and then the 360 camera, but we have to properly secure this somehow, and I don't know of any other way except for the driftway, and that is zip ties. We're waiting on zip ties. Bruh, making these like racing car videos in the middle of the day in Thailand, in the middle of summer, it sucks. Somebody here in Thailand needs to invent outside air conditioning, because this is it's unnecessarily hot. Unnecessarily hot. Also, it's practice day here for DC Drift. So there's gonna be a lot of other cars out here practicing for the event this weekend. And eventually you will see a video of that on this YouTube channel. If you don't wanna miss it, make sure that you're subscribed. I'm trying to get to 500,000 subscribers. Hit the subscribe button. Okay, we got zip ties. We got zip ties. That's gonna slide around. We need to prevent that from sliding around. I wanna make sure that that's not. Zip ties and duct tape. I don't know if Insta360 knows their brand new, not even released camera is being held to the back of a 1200 horsepower drift truck with duct tape and zip ties. But hey, this is the drift car way. That dude sent it. I cannot wait to see the footage that's going to come out of this camera. Bro. I like how I don't even have any seat belts here, of course. Now, one thing that I do want to say is Insta360 now has a brand new option, which is active HDR, and it allows you to do this. Okay, now we are officially in HDR mode, which means both the inside and outside of the vehicle will be properly exposed. This is something that you really struggle with in-car footage, getting both inside and outside the proper exposure. The biggest advantage of this camera is 360 reframing. From one recording position, you can pick literally any video angle in the editing process because you're recording in 360. You can even use multiple angles, as you can see here. Also, the new loop recording feature, which turns the X3 into a dash cam, is super cool. If you're a motorsports enthusiast that is creating content for YouTube, Instagram, or TikTok, then the brand new Insta360 X3 is a must-have tool to create some of the most unique videos that you will see on the internet. Insta360 cameras are not just a camera, it's a smart camera that uses AI technology that allows you to do cool stuff like sky swap, like we do in Photoshop with car photography, but for video. The fact that you can just hit the record button, film, and then pick any angle possible later, so easy with the Insta360 app, desktop editing software, or the Adobe Premiere plugin makes this one of the best, most versatile, and easiest to use cameras there is for motorsports content. If you want your own X3 camera, please use the link in the video description and I'll get a small commission from Insta360 and they'll continue to support this YouTube channel.